Hey folks, welcome back with a brand new video. Last time we went over efficient masking with the 5 strips there, as you can see, very clean. This time we're going to be going over sanding and efficient painting. Now I do believe sanding deserves its own category. I'm just kind of displaying it here. I'm not going to go over the sanding process. That deserves a video by itself. But as you can see here, just coming up here, definitely very clean silver, very clean finish for Rust-Oleum paint. And yeah, I'll be taking you guys through the entire process. It's going to be a long video. I'll timestamp everything, but without any further ado, let's jump right in. I'm going to start showing like what I look up for YouTube videos before I do it. So I went to YouTube. I did spray can, not atom sizing, yeah, atom spray can prep. There we go. Brian from Paint Society needs no introduction. He's got a fantastic channel. He does automotive grade paints, 2K finish paints, as well as the lacquer based finish paints. The lacquer ones are a bit popular. I feel like they're often compared, but each of them has, in my opinion, each of them has its own place. I even scroll down, as you can see, it's got some videos on there, 7 million views on that one. DIY Pro results. Again, it's the lacquer-based thinner that he's using. But let's jump right into the slide. So the lineup of Rust-Oleum paints that's very popular and most people use, including myself, is the oil Alkyd-based enamels. That's your Rust-Oleum, that's your Magics. They actually use mineral sprays for the solvent type, so once you decant, you can actually, add about 20 to 30% more mineral sprays to get a little bit more bang for your buck. They use the cure mechanism, it's air-oxidation. So with that being said, let's jump into lacquer. This is very, very popular. Your Mr. Colors, your Mr. Surfacers, your Tomiyas, your Dupli Color. Whether you're a hobby or whether you're an enthusiast, both on the model kit or DIY car, these are very, very popular. They use solvent for the evaporation, though, a little bit of a different system than air. And like I mentioned before, I believe both of them each have their place depending on how your setup is, where you're doing it, what you're looking to paint. I've even included some 2K stuff. I believe they're very, very expensive, so I don't have anything to demo for you guys, but I did make a few slides that I can share with you here. These are going to be like your PPGs, your Sherwin-Williams, your chroma bases. They're true urethane. They're very, very durable. You're not mimicking a 2K system with these ones. It's without a hardener, it won't work. It needs a thinner, it needs a harder. You usually have to follow manufacturer guides for that, depending on what you're going with. But I thought it'd be worth it to throw a slide in there. These are your 3 paint systems, the most 3 popular ones. I know there's like powder coating and such, but yeah, these are the 3 that most people use, whether you're DIY or professional. And Rust-Oleum and Dupli Color are like I said, again, those 2 are the most common ones. Urethane also being one, but more on the expensive side. Now let's jump into the technique that we're going to do here. You're going to boil it. You're going to pour in about 300 milliliters of water. Warm it up for either 3 minutes or until it starts boiling. As you can see, I stopped it almost about less than a minute in because it started boiling. Use an insulated cup. It just helps with the process. It keeps the water warmer for longer. It helps with the reheat. Go ahead and pour that in, and we're looking for about like 91 to 95. I think I take it off about 91 here. It's anything above 90 is fine, but yeah, I usually go for about 95. Go for about 95C. You'll be fine. I think I'll go for like 90. Yeah, take it off about 92 there. Go ahead and pour it in, and this can only has 20%. I'm only going to leave it in there for about 50 seconds. If you had more, you'd leave it in there longer. But let's go over this time lapse. I'm going to quickly just screw I use 35 millimeter M3 screws for the radiators, for like the painting the radiators. It's very, very. I got a bad batch from a supplier, so I was like, what I'm going to do with these? I'm going to be using them for painting. So let's get that added. Let's get this in here, and there we go. Let's quickly screw that in there as well. And then I'll go ahead and bring the cup back, and we'll kind of go over that process here. When I take it off, just listen to, like, it almost sounds like it's empty, but it's not empty. There's 20% paint in there, but listen. It's very, again, there's 20% paint in there, and that's the viscosity. Like when you're heating it up, it's doing most of the work for you. You don't need to shake it vigorously. I spent some water. There's my bad. But yeah, you don't gotta shake it vigorously. If you have a heat gun, it's even better. You're looking for the cans to be anywhere around, 30 to 35 C, depending on where your like hand resistance is to heat. I'm just showing a demo here, saying this can's basically around 30. I'll take it off here. I'm gonna put the paint can away here in just a second, and you'll see like the food. And then food thermometer is all I have handy. So if you're wondering like why am I using this, Unfortunately, this is all I got. So let's just, we'll just bear with it here. As you can see, it's gonna go down here. The ambient temp is about 24°C, so if you just let it go down, it will just go down to 24. And I'm gonna bring the can back here shortly. Yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna press it right back in, right at 28.2, and as you can see, it'll stop. And it will slowly go right back up to, like if you leave it contact to the metal long enough, it will jump right back up to 30. So you'll see it slowly going back up. So that's the premise there. You just want to make sure it's cold, it's hot enough, not too hot. Now let's jump into my like my homemade paint booth. It's in the corner of my living room. I mean, I don't have exact dimensions for you guys, but I would say it's about 24 by 17. That's inches. But yeah, very, very clean. Just gonna open it up here as the filter's been very used. I'm using a MERV 12. You can use a MERV 15 if you want, but MERV 12 is just fine. You've got the fan in the back there. That one's a 9-inch or 10-inch, I forgot, to be frank with you guys. But yeah, that's the premise for the paint. I even have a tank for later videos, but yeah, let's just jump right into it. I'm doing it in portrait, so you guys, I guess 3 times the view. I thought it'd be better than just showing the black bar, but yeah, you want to use a tack rag or a microfiber like I have here. It's very important you use either or to get rid of eliminate any kind of dust. But yeah, you'll see the paint go on very smoothly, very fine atomization. Like I get excited talking about it, but it basically looks like it's coming out of a 1.3mm air gun. But yeah, and you're basically the water trick is doing the work for us. Essentially, all you're doing when you're heating up that can, internally, what's happening is the pressure is rising. So when the pressure rises, the paint slightly thins, like the viscosity changes. When the viscosity changes, that's what allows for that consistent atomization. So that's really all you're doing when you're doing the hot water. That's what's happening on the inside. But yeah, and let's go ahead and get this done here. I'm gonna see if we can do the other side as well. Look at that. Look at what's coming. Look at how it's coming out of the can. Just fat. Just shh. The sound profile is very important. You'll kind of notice I mentioned this a lot, and this is kind of the value that I'm bringing with this video is like you can do it efficiently, cleanly, and get fantastic results with a $12 can. Look at that. That's the point of this video, is anyone can do it, even in a small apartment space. Let's say you don't have a proper workshop yet, like myself. Yep, definitely doable. But you'll see I kind of missed the left side here. I will get that in the second pass because I'm going to be doing 2 coats here, so I will be showing both of that here. But yeah, I see the can. I kind of swirl it. When it's the bottom here, you just want to swirl it. Now you want to let this dry for about 15 minutes here. Sorry, I don't have a slice for the right side, but you want to wait for about 15 minutes to get that satin dry finish. And I'm going to show this entire process again, but I'll just cut it a little bit so that you guys are not sitting, looking at water warm up for 3 minutes. Same rigmarole. You want to let it go until it starts boiling, or 2 to 3 minutes. Let's take that guy out. Perfect. Into the cup we go. You're looking for about 91 to about, again, like I mentioned before, 95°C. I'm not gonna put the thermometer again because I can just feel it. But yeah, let's head back right to the booth and let's go ahead and get coat number 2 on there. And as you can see, just beautiful finish, no fisheye, no dots, nothing like that. You'll get a little bit of dust here and there. Unfortunately, that's inevitable with a setup like this, unless you have a very professional place. But yeah, for the most part, I'm dust free with this kind of setup. Maybe I'll get like the 1 or 2 if I'm moving around too much, but nothing like that. As you can see, it's just atomizing perfectly again. And let's go ahead and finish that second coat. Let's do the left side again. And doing it this way too, you save some paint. Like, I don't really like just holding down the nozzle and letting it go. Like, it's a lot of paint wasted, and that's how you overbleed. But yeah, having it controlled like this in atomized fine like that, yeah, you'll never overbleed like this ever. You'll get perfect results every time. That's pretty much done now. As you can see, I'm swirling it a little bit. Sound profile is almost at an end. But yeah, this is normally where I'll leave it for about 12 to 24 hours. We'll take one final peek in there, and that's pretty much it all. This is coming back in the next day here now. It's pretty much done. This leg is always in the way. I have to apologize. I can't, like, I'm working on getting this leg out of here so that, you know, I can show all sides. But look how smooth that is. And this is, again, I'm just trying to show, yeah, it's so in my editing skills suck for this, so I do apologize. But this will get better. That leg will not be there on future videos. But let's jump into a time lapse here. Let's do the other side now. I'm just going to put screw one. I'm using the 35mm M3 screws. Let's go ahead and get that guy in there, and yeah, perfect. And we're right back into the booth. Again, I skipped the boring parts because I've already shown you guys. But yeah, same water technique. We only have a little bit left. And again, I'm going to be busting a myth here with this can. That's why there's no sticker on it. I'm going to be busting it open here, and I'll show you guys that if you do it in this particular way, you'll definitely save some money, and there'll be no, like, there's no, I don't want to mention the videos, but there are several videos that I've seen when I was researching my decanting video, which is coming up next. And what I was noticing is that, like, a lot of folks were saying there's 20% left in the can. That's not true. Definitely decanting helps. You know, you can decant and you can mimic a 2K process, so you can add your, like, a compatible thinner. You'll have to do some trial and error, and you can add, like, a compatible hardener, again, some trial and error. But yeah, I look at that gloss, look at that perfect finish. But yeah, I wouldn't say decant for efficiency. That the can is efficient enough by itself. You just gotta prep it properly, and yeah, you won't have any kind of like as you'll see here in the later videos coming up, you won't have any kind of that problem. Now, with that being said, again, you want to check bases here. Again, 15 minutes per coat if you're doing 2 coats. If you want to put in, like, if this is just base, the third coat that you're putting on, which is going to be my silver, you're waiting 24 hours for that, right? You're not going to put that on in 8 hours, 12 hours, anything like that. So I believe we're going to be done here. Yeah, I cut over and I put that down. This is coming back the next day. And as you can see, I have my microfiber roll again. Again, very, very important. You either use, don't use like a too sticky of a tack rack because you don't want any residue left over. But yeah, you want to have your microfiber roll. You want to get, you know, there was a few dusts here and there because I moved some stuff around. So you definitely want to look at that masking perfectly working for us. It's going all the way to the edge there. But yeah, I didn't show the hot water technique this time around, but this time it's with the Rust-Oleum silver. These are pigmented paints. They're very, very heavy. Make sure you're masked up for this. And yeah, these go on fantastic. And again, just make sure, like I say, I'm not shaking it any vigorously. The heat is doing most of the work for us. But yeah, this can has about 75%. Again, look at that, it's just mist. And watch it go on. Like, again, looks like my editing. Yeah, there we go. Like, look at that. It's just mirror finish. Watch this. Like, you'll see the hand reflection in there, and that's basically what you want. Really, look at that. You'll see the paint can going up and down. Just fantastic atomization. You can't go wrong. Now, I didn't do the best job of sanding on this one because I did it in a hurry, so you'll see some imperfections on the left hand side there. That's okay. That's not a problem. We can get that out. That's not it. I mean, again, the repairs are minor, but you'll see the areas that I did sand very, very clean. It's basically perfect. It's a mirror shine finish, and that's also goes into surface prep. You surface prep properly and you won't have any kind of problems. That's essentially name of the game is surface prep. Most of it is surface prep. But yeah, it's going to be coat number 1, and I'm just going to cut right into coat number 2. This is the other side. I just didn't do the time lapse of me screwing stuff in there. But yeah, same kind of process. Swirl it in. It's now at, like, you know, say I use about 10% per coat, give or take. Let's go ahead and get in there, and again, you'll see the satin black is going to do a lot of the work for us in getting that shine. Look at that mirror finish right off the bat. Again, you can see that can being painted on the reflection, and that's basically what you want. A lot of pigment, as you can see, the camera's picking up. It's good at picking up the pigment in the air. But look at that beautiful, fantastic finish on, and that's kind of what you want with these kind of silvers. It's, if you want to get these kind of finishes, you have to 2-stage. You need to give it a nice base, a shine base, and then you put either the silver or the gold on top, and yeah, it just pops off fantastic. I do a better job of showing you guys the coat this time around, like, you know, kind of starting from the bottom, and I can look at that all day to be frank with you guys. But yeah, it just looks beautiful. And that's just with cans. You can even get a better finish if you know, I'll show you guys in the next video, which is decanting, mimicking a 2-stage process with this. It's, yeah, I don't want to get excited for the video, but it's really good. I hope you guys stay tuned for that one. If you're not subscribed, please do so if you enjoy this kind of content. It took me 3 days to edit this, so and this one I shot this one with a lower light, so you guys can kind of see, like, it's the same light that normally the build is going to be sitting in. So like, I wanted to kind of you guys to see the kind of, look at that shine. You can see my I want to show on lower light so you can see, wow, that's actually reflective and shiny, and that's basically what you want with the kind of, whether it's chrome, whether it's silver, whether it's gold, champagne gold is I think what the cool kids call it. But here's the finished product at the end there. I mean, yeah, it speaks for itself. I even kept the Borrow logo a little bit, but look how clean that is. And again, I'm going to get that lake out of there for later demonstrations so I can show the both sides. But now it's like the title says, Myth Busting Volume 1. And you'll have to excuse me, I use a drill bit to make that perfect circle, and I'll show you guys on the next video. Unfortunately on this one, I thought I was recording and I wasn't. But yeah, let's go ahead and cut this open. You want to use this exact cutter. It has to be this exact one. I've never said this before, but, or notice how it gets cut to the edge. So even you notice I slipped there, but it, like, nothing happened. It makes it very easy to go around. And yeah, like, we're gonna get this cut here, and you'll see that, I mean, there is about 2% there for sure, and I could have used that. You know, I could have been vigorous with the spray, but there was no need because it was so efficient. But I definitely, you guys see, like, I mean, I definitely don't see 20% in there. I don't I don't know. I'm gonna, just give me 1 second here. I'm gonna go grab, like, I have these small, what you call it, like, I think they're like 120 mil. There might be like 100 mil, like 100. Anyways, the number doesn't matter. Sorry, I get fixated on the number. I have like these small, like, paint bottles that I'll grab, and I'll pour it in there so you guys can see. I don't know, like, I can definitely assure you that it's not 20%. It's not even 5%. This one, as you can see, the bottom is shining because there's not that much paint left in there. If there was a lot of paint, the bottom wouldn't be shiny. But you can definitely use the ball. Like, I have like a lot of these. I recycle the ball. It's good for mixing different kind of paints. So as you can see, it made a little bit of mess at the top there. But yeah, I mean, that doesn't look like 20%. That can be 20%. Yeah. But yeah, as you can see, the thing is completely done. And that was the whole point. That was the value of this video, essentially. You can spray right. There's nothing to, I mean, again, if you're decanting and the reason is because you want to spray better, you can do it with the can. But yeah, if you want to expand and make it mimic a 2K system, then definitely this video is one for you. That's pretty much it for the video here. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna put the cap on there. I think I do let it sit for about, like, once you let it sit for about a day or so, you'll see the paint collect on the bottom, and that's a really good sign of measuring. But that's the premise of the video, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if this actually helped you out or not. I don't know if any of you guys have checked the community tab. I'm actually fairly active in the community tab. If you guys wanna, you know, definitely say hi, please do so. But yeah, it's definitely not 20%. I don't know, folks. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and have yourselves a great day. Take care.